let me tell you about a client story where I supported them in feeling more personally empowered. So I had a client come see me because they were put into a leadership role where they weren't really sure how to lead a team or grow their team and nurture their team. They were doubting their own skills because, number one, they didn't know what they didn't know. And they did have, I'll say, other leaders in the organization, but they weren't their ideal role models. And so they got clarity in the contrast of what not to be and do as a leader, but they didn't really have the picture of how to be a leader that's effective, that creates more inspiration and more productivity and flow on their team and thus profits. And so this is why this client hired me. And so as a leadership transformational coach, what I supported them to do is really tap into that vision they had for their team, get clear on it, and then align it with how they want to show up so that their team members could feel inspired and want to be there and have fun at these meetings and feel to inspire to take that action afterwards. And so we had to shift some of her limiting beliefs around self-doubts, around the type of leadership that she thought she had to be in order to be successful, which was more telling people what to do. And that's not really her style. She didn't resonate with that. Around her own self-care as well, because she was on the verge of burnout. And she really didn't want to lead from a place of burnout and depletion. And so we started with getting the clarity and the vision, then really moving into the beingness, really putting her beingness, her mind, her body, her spirit first. So what I mean by that is we focused on having her create some rituals. One of my favorite mantras that I embody is body before business. So for this client, what works for her was to start with meditation first thing in the morning, do some journaling, listen to a podcast like Flourishing podcast, and inspirational music, inspirational podcasts and shows so that she could get into the energy of setting the tone for her day. She was going into relationship with herself. She would sometimes work out first. She would go for walks in nature. Doing these kind of things really allows you to be energized, be in the positive energy and mindset. And so from there, then she took action to look at how can she lead her team. And one of the things that she really loved to do, and she started doing right away, was celebrating her wins and then asking her team members to celebrate their wins. That's how they started their team meetings. And immediately the energy of the team shifted to one of a higher vibration, one of a more positive. People wanted to be there because they were being celebrated. And so from here, we looked at how to continue growing her leadership, creating safety, psychological safety in her team so that they could all be able to express their ideas, their creativity, their concerns even, and especially their concerns, because this is where we grow. When there's concerns, there's creativity, there's feedback, and giving that feedback, taking those ideas, shifting, evolving, all of this continues to create growth in the organization. And so this client was very excited to lead as she gained her confidence within herself as a leader, a self-led leader, as well as a leader with her team. And so today, the results are she has a flourishing team. They love being with each other. They can share openly and vulnerably with each other. They really support each other in the creativity of how to put themselves out there, market, and create more sales. And so as you're listening to this, I invite you, tell me in the comments below what resonated with you. I'd love to hear.